Warning. Although this video contains action figure reviews, it is intended for the adult collector and may contain some lowbrow humor. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is Stuff and Things. This is Stuff and Things.
Greetings and salutations, my fellow Stuffketeers. Goldie coming at you with another Stuff and Things review. And today we're going to be looking at something new and exciting. Yeah! Something completely new and exciting, guys. And, man, I'll tell you, Mattel, you guys had that DC license for quite some time. And I guess you just didn't fulfill the fans' expectations. So good old Toddy Mcfarlane swooped in, scooped up the license, and has been producing some pretty decent quality DC figures here, man. I mean, this is pretty decent. Now, the first one I'm going to look at, of course, is from the new Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse, and I'm looking at the Batman, the animated series Batman. And, he's nice. I really actually enjoy this figure. Let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that Mr. Batman comes with. He comes with some extra hands and a batarang and the good old grappling gun. And of course he comes with a card with some kind of stats on the back and a trusty dusty DC stand. And let me tell you, you guys are going to need the stand for this guy because he's a little broad in the shoulders, man. He can play football for the Bears. He's a little broad in his shoulders, if you know what I mean. The Bears, the Bats, I mean, whatever. But either which way, he's a super groovy figure, man. Now let's take a real quick 360-degree look at the figure. I really like it. I really like what Mcfarlane did. I think it looks good. We're going to get into some of the articulation flaws in the segment that will be coming up soon. But other than that, it's a solid-looking figure. Now, of course, a good friend of mine pointed out that this is a combination of a couple different Batmans and isn't actually a screen accurate Batman, but you know what? It's screen accurate enough for me due to the fact that I was looking for a decent animated series Batman figure for my small but ever-growing DC shelf, and this is the guy. I'm going to give you guys a quick little story here. Mcfarlane toys are pretty much the toys that got me started collecting way back in the late 90s, and that's what kind of started it. And then that fell into the Spider-Man Classic stuff. It fell into the X-Men Classic. Fell into the Marvel Legends. And then it just continued and spiraled out of there. But it's kind of funny how we went full circle and we come back to Mcfarlane Toys. Back to Mcfarlane Toys. Now, guys, we know what's coming up, don't we? It's a little segment that we here at the Stuff and Things like to call the Articulation Breakdown. Articulation. 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 All right, articulation breakdown, guys. Did a little articulation breakdown here. And Mr. Bats has some very interesting articulation. Now, we're going to show you a quick little video here off to the side. This is how you swap the hands. And what's really interesting here is it seems like Mcfarlane has really been doing his homework on a lot of the other brands of toys out there, especially some Japanese toys, because this is a Revoltech joint, guys. I mean, if you've collected any of the Revoltech stuff, I've collected the sci-fi Revoltechs. I've collected a lot of the Go Nagia Revoltechs that came out, like Grandizer. But either which way, that's a Revoltech joint, guys. That is a Revoltech joint. And I'm going to show you another little video off to the side right here. And on the inside of the leg is a little swivel. And I'm using my key here, as you can see, to show that it does have a thigh cut. It doesn't really work due to the fact that the sculpt comes up pretty high and is hindered by the rubber trousers or the rubber Speedos that Batman wears, the rubber Speedos. But there is an articulation point inside here. It doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. It's really interesting. But let's go ahead and look at the rest of the articulation on Mr. Batman. Now, Batman, he could get down there pretty good, guys. He could get down there with Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme, the original Predator. So Batman's got a great spread. I mean, he could get all the way down there, guys. Check that out. Now, let's go ahead and pick this up, and let's get a good look at the legs here. Again, it's a Revoltech joint here, guys. Totally a Revoltech joint. So you got the spin, you got the clicky. He does have toe articulation, which is cool for those really nifty dynamic stance poses that you can't really do with him because of his top heaviness. But other which way, he does have that. So again, the foot can swivel and do this. Double jointed knees, which gets a really awesome range of motion there. I mean, you can't really beat that double jointed knee. Again, I showed you the inside of the articulation there. It is kind of like on a ball peg, almost like an SH Figure Arts. Mcfarlane, I see what you're doing there, almost like an SH Figure Art. So that's cool. This part is rubber, so, it's nifty. The waist does turn. It's a little hard. Some of the joints are kind of tight, but the waist does turn, as you can see. It does have a turn there, and the waist actually can articulate itself back and forward. Now, the diaphragm crunch isn't the best, guys. It could get back really nice, as you can see, but it can't get forward worth of pretty much anything. Like, it does not go forward at all, which is something that I wish a Batman can do. He should be able to get forward for those really nifty Batman crouching poses, which kind of a fail there. And as you can see, the paint app on the chest is a little, schmurf. But again, guys, this is Mcfarlane's first attempt at these, so, I'm digging. I'm going to go ahead and remove this here, and we're going to show you these interesting joints that are in here. So now, I'm going to go ahead and lift the cape, and as you can see, it's almost like a ball jointed up here. So, as you can see, it's got a weird kind of swivel, but it gets a great range of motion for really dynamic poses with an articulated figure. He does have a cut in the bicep, so that does swivel here. Single jointed elbow, but it gets pretty much a 90-degree range of motion, which is good enough for an animated figure, in my opinion. I mean, it looks really good. Again, here's that Revoltech joint we were talking about, guys. It's very Revoltech-y, so it gets a great range of motion for spinning and everything you really need Batman's arm to do. Other arm is as such. That folds right back down. The head is on a ball joint, but it doesn't really do much, guys, due to the fact that the cape kind of gets in the way. It cannot really look up at all, which is kind of a disappointment. And it can look down a little bit. And that's pretty much the articulation here on the DC Multiverse Batman, guys. And it's a win for me, to be honest, because I like it. I never collected any of the DC collectibles, animated series stuff. I did a couple of the icons back in the day. I did Swamp Thing. I didn't really care much for it. But either which way, this guy is a huge thumbs up. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Bat Gallery. Bat Gallery. So you can see the kind of really cool dynamic poses you could do with Mr. Bats. And they all look pretty darn tootin' great to me, man. So, again, this figure is 2 enormous Stuff and Things thumbs up. I love it. I'm going to be hopefully getting my hands on the DC 1000 version of Batman and bringing you guys a review for that soon. As soon as Mr. Wayne's Pop Culture Collectibles in Westmont has it, Goldie will have it as well, because they are the sponsors of Stuff and Things. So as soon as they got it, this guy's got it. You know what I mean? But anyway, guys, I do have more reviews coming for you guys in the future. If you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell, because I got a lot more reviews coming. I got the whole Demo Goblin wave coming for you guys in the next week or so. I got a lot of stuff coming, guys. And, woo-wee, I'll tell ya. But we'll get through it together, because we're all Stuffketeers. We'll do it together. And as always, this has been your boy, Goldie, for Stuff and Things, and we'll be talking to you very soon. Hey guys, Goldie gets all of his figures from Mr. Wayne's Pop Culture Collectibles in Westmont, Illinois, your #1 stop for all of your action figure needs. And remember, it is Stuff and Things approved. For all my wacky Stuff and Things misadventures, be sure to follow Stuff and Things with Goldie on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching Stuff and Things!